Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of FSi DFS Fantasy Baseball Picks. I'm Rich Mega 31. Thursday, we got a nice little 6 game slate. So a little bit of a break between the 12 game slate last night and the 12 game slate that's coming up on Friday night. So let's just dive in and see if we can help you make some money here. First game, we got Boston Red Sox, Tampa Bay, Bello and Littell. Bello struggled a little bit recently, but Tampa Bay is a great matchup. It's a great pitching location at their the park there at the Dome. So it's definitely should help him out there with the strikeouts. I think he's playable, and I think that he's going to be most people's chalk SP2. So yeah, 82. I don't love the price, but I think you just gotta kind of go there in cash because it's such a good matchup. He does have the potential. It seems like he struggles more in his home park than he does on the road, and that is a hitter's park, so that's not surprising. Zach Littell on the other side has had some back-to-back 20 DK point games. It's done pretty well. It is still a formidable Boston lineup here with a lot of lefty power, Duran and Devers and Yoshida and Abreu and Cassis. So it's always a bit risky, but again, it is a pitcher's park, so it does help them. For bat wise, I think Boston is my third favorite GPP stack. I'll definitely have a lefty stack against Littell in case he does struggle. And then Tampa Bay, I think, is some cheap fill-ins. If Melo struggles, it makes a lot of sense there to allow Aranda, uh, Low, Caballero's been having an amazing season. So however you want to build that. Probably use it more as I if you want to do like a full stack, that's fine, but they're fine as like fill-ins and cash also. Pittsburgh and St. Louis, 89 degrees, wind blowing out 5 miles per hour, so pretty good hitting conditions here. We have Luis Ortiz from Pittsburgh and Eric Fetty from the Cardinals. I think both pitchers are $100 apart. I think they're both in play here in the mid range if you need somebody. Both offenses have had their letdowns through the season and at points have come out and done pretty well. Pittsburgh's calling up some young guys that are well out of it. St. Louis is also giving like Jordan Walker another chance to come up and get some major league at bats and stuff. So neither lineup is like murderer's row. So I think both pitchers are in play here. I like Fetty a little bit better, being at home, but I think you're probably looking at anywhere from 12 to 15 DK points for either one of these, and they're $100 a piece. So if they fit in your lineup, that's fine. If you're mass multi-entering, that's fine. If you land on one of them in your cash and need an SP2 and don't can't get all the way up to Bello or don't trust them, you want a little bit more salary for your lineup, that works too. That wise, Pittsburgh and St. Louis, I think they're both your cheap fill-ins here above Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay will give you a little bit more leverage because a lot of people will be playing Bello, but everything works here. We'll have to see if Cruz is back in the lineup for Pittsburgh. He's been out, but Kiner Falefa leading off. It's been very strong. Reynolds has had a good season and a bunch of righties after this. I don't really, I mean, everybody's down like a 2K range below Bart, and I don't think I'm playing 4-2 on a catcher on this slate when I can get a Houston catcher for 2K something. That's in a good hitting position. So on the St. Louis side of it, Wynn continues to do well. Burlinson, Donovan, Nootbaar, probably stick to lefties here. If you mix in Goldsmith and Arenado, that's fine. But I'm not probably touching Walker, Pages, or Ciani in this one. Arizona and Milwaukee, Fadat and Myers. These pitchers just face off against each other. Fadat, McKinley's been saying it. I've been saying it. There's something wrong here. He was their ace pretty much by de facto. He started game one of the World Series last year, and they came back and had a sophomore slump. Started to put it together, but recently in his last 5 or 6 starts, he's been horrible. He gave up 8 earned runs. He didn't even make it 2 innings against Milwaukee last time out. Only one was home run, so it was a lot of like hits and stuff. And then Myers, he had an okay performance against Arizona. Now, Arizona went out to Colorado and they did put up some runs, but not as much as I expected in that series. So uh, I think that if you look at these pitchers, for that, I'm keeping him in the high salary one, but he's GPP only. I'm not playing him in cash. If you think that he's got it figured out, this is the revenge tour the night he goes out there and turns around, it's fine. If you think it's gonna be more of the fame of the last start, don't touch him, play Milwaukee Bats. Myers on the other side, I think that he's got a better chance to improve upon his performance than and for that, they're $200 Heat. I just some of the projections I see of Fedata I just think are way too high. Um, Probably, you can save anywhere from 5 to $700 if you just say Bello here as your SP2. I don't think you play him as your SP1 because in cash Kikuchi is a lock for that in the matchup against the Angels. So unless he gets scratched and you have to pick between these ones, I definitely go Myers in cash. Bat wise, Arizona GPP here again. Lefties, Carol Marte, if he's back in, he's been in and out of the lineup. Still probably coming back from that injury. Peterson, Matt Smith's always a cheap option there. McCarthy's been doing pretty well. Suarez seems to hit great both sides of the plate, and you can do some wraparound stuff with the catcher and Perdomo, depending on who's in there. And then Milwaukee, like I said, I love this stack in GPP. So Trang, Trino, Contreras, Mitchell, Adames. And then I don't know if I'm playing Bowers, Hoskin, Frelick, or Ortiz. If I need salary relief, maybe, but I'm probably sticking to the top five in the line. Philly and the Mets, John Walker trying to figure out if he can get it right. If this might be his last chance. He has been a bad investment. He's just been getting lit up. The Phillies thought that he'd be coming here to solidify the back end of the rotation for the playoffs, but he just hasn't worked out. The Mets have been hitting really well recently, so it's in the Mets Stadium, which is a hitter's park. The wind is blowing in 10 miles per hour, which helps. It's 76 degrees. I'd rather it be 50 degrees, but he's up against like even though Lindor's not in there, this Mets lineup put up 10 runs last night. They've been hitting pretty well recently. Philly also has a decent lineup too, and this is going to be a great battle because Philly's almost got the division wrapped up, but the Mets are still fighting the Braves for that final wild card spot. So a very, very compelling matchup here for baseball fans. So Walker, I'm not taking Severino on the other side. I think you can make a case for. I think, Myers, I might prefer a little bit more for $100 less, but I think that Severino has more of a more K upside and a little bit more consistency here, even though it's against a Philly lineup that's almost back to full strength. So Philly is definitely one of my GPP picks. Top four, I like Milwaukee, Arizona, and Boston a little bit better against Severino and the Mets bullpen, but definitely in play. And the Mets are my third favorite stack here, going up against Walker. Uh, Winker, if he hits second, Iglesias leading off. I might skip him. Alonso, Nemo, Vientos is starting. It got moved down a little bit in the lineup, but is starting to do pretty well. Uh, we'll have to see who else if Eddie Alvarez gets a chance. Acuna's brother's been in and hitting well at the shortstop position, but I don't know if he'll be starting or not. We'll have to keep an eye on the lineup there. Nationals and Cubs, Corbin and Assad. Corbin is usually one that we target, so the Cubs are my second favorite stack on the slate here, and I'm not going to be playing him unless like maybe I need a cheap dart in a mass multi um entering because the Cubs do have some strikeouts in their lineup. The wind is blowing in 80 miles per hour, so it does help a little bit with pitching. Uh, and the side on the other side has been solid. Washington, we've said the last couple of years, they're like the death by a thousand cuts offense there, where they just chip away and they have speed and contact hitting and a little bit of power mixed in. So they don't normally like put up crooked numbers, but they put up like runs like here and there and like kind of nibble away at things. So they can be annoying to opposing pitchers. But aside, like if you look back to the last like three or four starts, has almost about five strikeouts and it's 6,300. Can he get me 13 to 16 DK points? Yeah. I think he's gonna be very popular as an SP2 and could potentially be anywhere like 25% owned. So definitely keep him in your player pool there. Washington, I think, just makes a leverage stack because I think Assad will have like 25% ownership in a 6 game slate here as an SP2. And the Cubs, I think, are, like I said, really like him here. So Cap Swanson's been amazing since moving up to second lineup. Suzuki's been solid. Bellinger lefty and lefty, don't love it, but I'd probably skip over him and play Paredes and Wisdom, who's really gotten back into the lineup on a regular basis and done pretty well against lefties. Final game, Angels in Houston, Jose Suarez and Kikuchi. Suarez, I'm not touching. Worst pitcher on the slate. Probably less than 5% owned, and I don't think he can get you 10 DK points. I know he's 6K, but pay $300 more, get a side, and get probably about twice as many, if not 3, 4 times as many DK points out of him. Kikuchi on the other side, 20, 25 points should be able easy. Angels strike out of this lineup. It's a AAA lineup here. They only have a couple major league hitters left in here. I know they're better against lefties than righties, but I think Kikuchi's just, since he's come over from the Blue Jays, has just been absolutely phenomenal. And I think he's going to have another solid start tonight, and it's worth the 9.9 K price tag in cash. Angels, if you want to go contrarian, then Ward, Neto, and Hopi is all I'm going. Although Hopi's been cold, like he goes injured, came back, was hitting pretty well first half of the season, then he's really cooled off. Not everybody else in the rest of this lineup. Like I really don't see. I don't know much about Charles LeBlanc. Lega, man, is okay. Adams is okay. Stefanik is okay. Imperial, again, they're just trying to kick the tires to see what they have for next year in their minor league system to be able to trade away to hopefully rebuild this team for the seasons to come. Houston on the other side against the lefty, you gotta love Altuve. Alvarez hits both sides fine. Diaz in the third spot has been a nice place to put in your stack. Tucker lefty and lefty is always been okay too, but Bregman, Pena, Carantini, the catcher at only 2-3 is a great. And then even the bottomman with like Jake Myers and Dubon are good against left-handed pitching. So if you need some cheap relief and do a wraparound stack, that works for you. So see what we got and get you on your way for your Thursday. That's the wrong direction. So Kikuchi and Bellows, where I'm going. If you don't like Bellows, I get it. If you want to drop down to Luis Ortiz or Fetty, I'm okay with that. Or if you really need salary relief and want to drop down to Assad as your SP2 in cash, I'm fine with that too. But like I said, give me Caratini at catcher. You can also play him at first base if you want to punt another catcher and be able to get both Tucker and Alvarez in your lineup here. If not, take one of the two of them, and then there are plenty of other outfielders from St. Louis to fill in with. So you already have Donovan there. You can throw in Burleson. You can throw in Newt Barr. Those are probably the guys that I would look at for that. Or like I said, you can go like cheaper also and play like Myers or Durbin and do kind of a wraparound thing. For GPP, give me Littell and Assad. And then I'll figure out if you want Contreras a catcher, if you want to punt there and have some more salary. But Alonso and Terang, third base, you can go Ventos or do a wraparound with Ortiz, who usually bats ninth in the order. Adames, Mitchell, Nemo, and then you can decide: do you want to throw in another outfielder like Churio there from Milwaukee, or do you want to put like JD Martinez or Winker in there? So that's what I got for you. If you have any questions, put them in chat below. Hit me at Megaro31 on Twitter or X. Stay tuned to the channel for Thursday Night Football video. If you want more information off FSi DFS, you can go to the description of the video and you can get to our pricing page there. And then if these videos help us back, like, subscribe, share, and share with your friends. So thanks for watching. McKinley will have the videos on Friday and Saturday, and I'll probably be back on Monday, but stay tuned to the station because we've got NASCAR on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night at Bristol. We've got NFL football coming up, so I will be doing more videos, just not MLB. So thanks for watching. Good luck in your contest. Hope you have an amazing Thursday, and I'll see you next